Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something really cool. We're peeling back the layers on this massive invisible web of digital tracking that literally surrounds us all. Forget that old cliche of a lone hacker in a hoodie. We're looking at a multi-billion-dollar corporate surveillance machine, and the crazy thing is, it kicks in the absolute second you turn on your screen. So get ready, because what we're going to uncover today is fascinating, maybe a little bit startling, but absolutely crucial for your digital life.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever stopped to wonder just how so much of the internet is wonderfully completely free? I mean, free search engines, free email, free social media. Well, there's a classic adage in the tech world that hits the nail on the head. If you're not paying, you're the product. And today, in our modern internet ecosystem, yeah, that is truer than it's ever been. You aren't paying with your wallet anymore. You are paying with your data.
So that brings us to a really direct question for you. As you sit there right now, looking at your screen, reading the news, shopping, or even just watching this very explainer, who is watching you right now? Because there is an entirely invisible audience monitoring our daily lives, and trust me, they never ask for a front row seat.
Section 1. The invisible online audience. So, who exactly is tracking you?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that Google is way out in front. We often think of privacy as just hiding from hackers, right? But the reality is heavily corporate. Even your own internet service provider logs your anonymous browsing history, and they can use it as a revenue stream to sell to marketers. But look at the top trackers dominating the web. Google is first, followed by Facebook and Amazon. And why? Because Google isn't just a search engine or an email provider. At its core, it is literally the world's largest advertising firm, and their whole shebang, their entire business model, relies on cataloging your online activity and reselling it.
But it's not just the big household names you know. Enter the data brokers. These are companies like Axiom, Latame, and Oracle. Just one data broker, Axiom, tracks the data of a staggering 500 million consumers. 500 million! They're just quietly operating in the background, hoovering up to 1,500 unique pieces of data per person. And they're doing all this, usually without any explicit knowledge or permission from you.
So what exactly makes up those 1,500 pieces of data? Well, the level of intimacy here is honestly a bit creepy. We're talking about things like your social security number, your medical information and health conditions, political beliefs and party affiliation. They've got DMV and court records, your real estate and financial assets. They'll even scrape the hidden EXIF data embedded right into the photos you share online. That means that cute picture of your dog you just posted might secretly be broadcasting the exact GPS coordinates of your living room. Honestly, these brokers might know you better than your own family does.
Now, you might be thinking, look, I've got nothing to hide, so why should I even care? Well, because this data doesn't just sit around in a vacuum. Algorithms actually use this stuff to make real decisions about you. Imagine applying for life insurance and just being unexpectedly denied. Why? Because an algorithm accessed a hidden profile on you that flagged a poor diet, a past DUI, or maybe that one time you fell down a late-night rabbit hole searching for extreme sports like skydiving. Your digital footprint has tangible, real-world consequences.
Section 2. The mechanics of tracking. Let's look at how they actually monitor you.
So how is this massive dragnet actually operating right under our noses? Let's demystify the actual technology these organizations use to constantly monitor you. The granddaddy of them all is the third-party cookie. And no, not the kind you eat, unfortunately. These are small text files downloaded by your browser. Now, first-party cookies are great. They remember your login or keep things in your shopping cart. But third-party cookies, those are placed by external ad networks. They're the exact reason you can look at a pair of shoes on a search engine and then bam, see an ad for those exact same shoes on a totally unrelated news blog an hour later. They literally follow you from site to site.
But hey, tracking has evolved way beyond just cookies. Enter the tracking pixel. And this brilliantly illustrates how sneaky things have gotten. You can block cookies, sure, but pixels are a totally different beast. These are completely invisible one-by-one graphics embedded right into the HTML code of emails and banner ads, and you can't just disable them through normal means. The split second you open that promotional email, the pixel loads. It silently logs that you viewed it, the exact time you viewed it, and what you clicked on, all without you ever knowing.
And if you think just regularly clearing your cookies makes you a ghost online, think again. Trackers use this wild technique called device fingerprinting. By simply analyzing the incredibly specific combination of your hardware, your operating system, your screen resolution, and even the installed fonts on your computer, they can pinpoint you as a highly unique user. Even if your cookies are completely blocked, your device's unique fingerprint is still actively broadcasting your identity just by connecting to a web page. Section 3. Spotting your digital shadows.
It's time to reveal your trackers. Okay, take a breath. I know all this sounds a little bit dystopian, but we can turn the tables here. First, we really have to understand the contrast between the visible web and the invisible web. When you visit a website, you just see a simple news article, right? But behind the scenes, what privacy extensions see is a chaotic, tangled mess. It's like a virtual spaghetti monster of 50 or more hidden trackers simultaneously pinging servers all across the globe, just to load that one single page.
Luckily for us, we have an absolute arsenal of empowering tools to peek behind the curtain. Take the Disconnect extension. It visually reveals and blocks over 2,000 individual trackers. And here's the best part. Because your browser isn't loading all that invisible junk, your web pages actually load 27% faster. Then you've got sites like Am I Unique and Panopticlick, which will scan your specific setup to tell you exactly how unique your device fingerprint is over time. And tools like Trackography literally visualize the global path your personal data takes when you visit a site. It's wild to see.
Section 4, taking back your privacy. So, the crucial point is, we can actually fight back starting today. We absolutely do not have to just accept the surveillance as the mandatory cost of using the internet. The easiest first step is just making some simple, everyday swaps. Instead of relying on data-hungry mainstream tools, opt for privacy-first alternatives. Trade out Google or Bing for DuckDuckGo or Startpage. They don't record your search history at all. Swap Chrome for the Tor browser for real anonymity. Try using Signal for end-to-end encrypted messaging instead of your standard SMS. And you can even check out services like Blur, which generates masked throwaway virtual credit cards so your actual real financial data never lands in a merchant's database. Next up, you need to equip your browser with some digital armor. These are essential, totally free browser extensions you can install right now to protect against eavesdroppers and invisible scripts. HTTPS Everywhere forces websites to use secure encryption. Privacy Badger is amazing. It actually learns as you browse and auto-blocks third-party trackers. uBlock Origin is an absolute powerhouse for stopping trackers and malicious ads. NoScript disables active tracking scripts from running. And PixelBlock, that one specifically targets and kills those sneaky one-by-one tracking pixels hiding in your email inbox. Let's move to and see how this builds into an actionable checklist you can implement the very moment this explainer ends to drastically reduce your digital footprint. First, go visit simpleoptout.com to manually remove yourself from major data brokers. Second, stop giving out your real data when you don't have to. Just provide a fake zip code or a throwaway email at checkout. Third, mask your IP address with a premium VPN like NordVPN or ExpressVPN. And fourth, you can do this right now. Go into your phone settings and revoke the camera and GPS permissions from any apps that just frankly don't need them to function. Now, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, remember this highly encouraging fact. You are definitely not alone in this. Consumer surveys show that 60% of Americans are already waking up to this reality and fighting back by actively barring apps from accessing their GPS and their contacts. The tide is really turning here, and good digital hygiene is quickly becoming the new normal. We've explored this vast, hidden ecosystem of online surveillance, from the big data brokers down to those tiny invisible pixels, and we've armed you with the exact tools you need to stop them right in their tracks. So, I'll leave you with this final provocative question. Are you ready to join them, take back control of your privacy, and become invisible? Start making those changes today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and stay curious out there.